Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this series, we're going to be going over Pluto in the houses, okay? Pluto in the houses. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the 11th house. So having Pluto in your 11th house. And before we get to that, I just want to remind you guys to book a reading with me if you're interested. If you're interested in astro readings, I do natal chart birth readings. All you got to do is email me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. That's samastroreadings@gmail.com. And we could go forward with that. I've been getting quite a few bookings lately, so I've been responding to them and the system has been going pretty well. So definitely be on the lookout if you send an email. Okay, so yes, that is that. And getting back into Pluto in the 11th house, okay? And the first thing I can say about Pluto in the 11th house is that you're going to have trauma and emotional obstacles when it comes to your associates and friends, okay? Your friends and your associates. The 11th house rules our associates, our friends, okay? Who we associate with, you know, the groups and the people that we hang out with, our friends. And because 11th house rules this and you have Pluto here, there's definitely going to be trauma when it comes to your associates and your friends. So you have to be careful with this, okay? And this can look like a lot of things. This can manifest in, you know, friends secretly competing with you, friends draining and using your energy, friends betraying you, okay? Having kind of like very emotionally draining relationships with friends, friends trying to use you, selfish friends, friends with other intentions and motives, okay? So being sneaky, okay? Again, trying to use you, betrayal, okay? Lies with friends, okay? Drama with friends, okay? Lots of breakups, okay? Lots of high, the way you connect with your friends on such a deep level with Pluto in the 11th house, when problems do come down with friends, they're usually very deep. So there could be lots of intense moments, very emotionally dramatic moments with friends. Be careful with Pluto in the 11th house with your friendships and your associates. You have to be very mindful of this because a lot of these people cannot be on your side. A lot of these people are just trials for you to understand who should you trust, who should you associate with, okay? A lot of your associates, your groups, your people, they could be all coming against you, okay? So not having the best intentions for you, be very mindful of that because you have to do it dealing with Pluto energy. Okay. 11th house, it's a test, okay? It's a test of your discernment. It's a test of your boundaries. It's a test of having your own power, okay? When you're dealing with society and people and friends and associates, okay? So also with Pluto in the 11th house, you can have, you know, social anxiety, okay? The 11th house, again, it deals with society at large, and a lot of times big gatherings like concerts and fun events and assemblies and just events with lots of people, you're tapping into the 11th house. This is where all the networking is going to be. This is society. This is people socializing, okay? Big groups of people, all for a cause. But when you tap into these places, I don't care if it's a club, a bar, a fundraiser, a huge event, whatever it is, you can get lots of social anxiety. Now, not everyone has social anxiety with Pluto 11th house. All of these manifestations aren't going to relate to you, but there could definitely be a possible manifestation of having social anxiety when you're around lots of people, okay? You can have lots of anxiety. It can make you very nervous. You can feel very uncomfortable, okay? Being in big groups with around lots of people, okay? And this is because you could feel intimidated, okay? You could feel unappreciated, okay? You could feel like the oddball out, okay? And that can give you lots of anxiety. You could feel not really a part of groups, like you can't really blend in, you can't really fit in, okay? Like you're not welcomed, okay? So lots of anxiety with that. So definitely be mindful with the social anxiety. A lot of these people are more beyond just not trusting friends and associates. A lot of these people could be very uncomfortable just being around lots of people, being in social situations like that, because again, the isolation, the feeling of being alone, the feeling of not fitting in with other people, a big part of Pluto and Scorpio, and why it causes anxiety when you get around lots of people, because you don't feel as connected in the sense that you're welcome, in the sense that you fit in, so that feels like you don't belong. And then being around a bunch of people, it just causes more anxiety. So definitely issues with social anxiety and with people, and it can be something that you have to overcome your fears, maybe sometimes not even overcome the fear of social situations, but even avoiding them. Okay, people with Pluto in 11th house, they could just not want to go to parties, not want to go to big events and big gatherings and stuff like that, because of how uncomfortable they are with it. Okay, and like I said, you can overcome this by trying to become more comfortable around social situations and, ease your way up. My suggestion would be, Pluto 11th house people, get with more intimate groups of people, okay? Because Pluto is very intimate, so that's probably a better, less anxiety, situation for you to be with more intimate groups. And Pluto is more intimate, so the idea of big groups and all these people is superficial and not relatable to Pluto in 11th house. And a lot of times Pluto in 11th house people don't fit in within groups, okay? So, and we'll get more into why, but definitely with the social anxiety, but also it's probably meant for you to hang around with more smaller groups, more intimate groups. It's probably best for you to stay away from the big groups and those types of social environments, because it's not the way you move as a Pluto 11th house person. You're more intimate, okay? You're more serious, you're more deep, and connecting with other people socially might not be so serious for other people, but because you have Pluto in the 11th house, it is serious. Okay, it is a deep moment. It is a call for lots of emotion. So you, for Pluto 11th house, yeah, you can overcome this anxiety by maybe practicing and being more around people, but it's also part of your purpose to be more isolated, be more intimate with your groups, be more intimate with your associates, and that intimacy is going to let you know people more deeply, and also avoid all that drama that comes with all the associates and friends to begin with. So again, you have to balance it. Yeah, you can overcome your social anxiety with Pluto 11th house, but it's also part of your purpose and your style to connect with people and friends and associates on a more intimate level. So with Pluto in the 11th house, these people can have strong interest in very unique taboo subjects, okay? The 11th house isn't just about your friends and society, but it's also about your unique ideas for society, how you think of society, how you think of social issues and people, and how people are the dynamics of society, and how we're connecting as a group at large. And we 11th house is very mental, so it's about your ideas, and very unique ideas, okay? Because these are the ideas that we contribute to society, okay? When you talk about socializing, we're using all our minds, putting it together, we're communicating with other people. It's a very mental activity, socializing. So 11th house deals with the social part and also the mental part, the studying, okay, mental energy, ideas, and a lot of times this is ideas that we have for society, okay, unique ideas. But when you have Pluto here, all that mental energy is also deep and taboo. Pluto deals with occult knowledge and hidden knowledge and things that are deep, things that are emotional. So you mix that with the 11th house energy, all that mental energy, you get people who are into very taboo but also unique subjects. Okay, so these people are going to be into astrology, they're going to be into like metaphysics, they're going to be into pseudosciences, they're going to be into very unique topics, occult knowledge, like I always say, hidden knowledge, knowledge that's taboo. All these like very unique subjects is something that Pluto 11th house is definitely going to be interested in. Okay, Pluto 11th house people have very unique minds. They're into very unique subjects, sexual topics, taboo topics, mixing like technology and advanced ideas with the darkness and taboo and things that are secret. Like this is like Pluto 11th house people. Very, very unique minds, interested in very unique subjects. They're going to really study things that are different, that people don't usually talk about. And that makes them very unique. That makes them have a lot of unique things to share. And it makes them very smart. These people, Pluto 11th house people, are very uniquely intellectual because of the unique subjects that they study and that they're into. So these people are very smart and have some very unique information that they could offer people because of the unique taboo subjects that they're into. Also, with Pluto in the 11th house, speaking of ideas for society and our minds and how we use it to advance society, 11th house is very mental. It rules technology, it rules communication. You know, this is the a house that's ruled by Aquarius, so it's very mental. But with Pluto being here, there's a sort of cutthroat energy in terms of your ideas for society. So people with Pluto in the 11th house, I like to say your ideas for society and your ideas in general are very cutthroat, okay? These are the type of people who like to get to the core of an issue. So say if you have like 11th house deals with social issues, anything from like misogyny to racism to sexism, whatever it is. These people are going to have a very cutthroat way of looking at these issues, these social issues. Their solutions for these issues could be very cutthroat. You know, Pluto deals with death, getting to the core, getting to the end of everything. So they can have very kind of like transformative, like cutthroat ideas for society. Like everyone could have like this idea that no, we need to balance things out a little bit more and maybe make it more fair on this side and that side, maybe be a little more diplomatic. The Pluto 11th house person is going to be like, no, this is what it is. This is what needs to be dead. This is what needs to be done. And this is the consequences if you don't do it. Okay. They're going to go the most deepest, straight to the point, blunt, uncomfortable route of getting to a solution, of having an idea, okay? Because again, Pluto's straight to the point. You know, it's about, you know, cutting out all the BS that doesn't belong. So that's how they are when it comes to their ideas for society. They're all about cutting out the BS. You know, they're not afraid to say the things and come with the solutions that might be painful and uncomfortable, but get straight to the point. And that could be a lot for other people. A lot of people can feel like Pluto 11th house people are too cutthroat. You know, they're just like, let me eliminate this, let me eliminate that. And this is how we should do it. And a lot of people might not be emotionally ready for the type of like ideas that they have for society in terms of how it should work and how we should solve our social issues. They're very cutthroat. They're about killing it off. They're about getting straight to the point. It doesn't matter how dirty, how nasty, how dark it is. They want to get straight to the point. And the beautiful thing about Pluto 11th house people is that they're the ones that don't fear the darkness. So when it comes to social issues, they're not going to sugarcoat anything. They're going to go straight to the point. They're going to say the things that people are uncomfortable saying. And they're going to get straight to that core point because they're looking for that solution and that true transformation. Okay, that true change. No superficial changes. No superficial ideas here. So definitely a thing with Pluto 11th house people. These people are very cutthroat, you know, with their ideas, you know. You know, they're the type of people where if they want to end something, you know, in society, they're probably the best people because they're so open to revolutionary change. Okay, and that leads me to my next point with Pluto in 11th house people, 11th house dealing with society, Pluto dealing with transformation. Pluto in 11th house people are all about being a revolutionist, okay? They're all about these very revolutionary changes in society. You know, they're the ones that will be like, yes, let's do anarchy. You know, like, the government sucks, they're abusing us, let's just kill off the government and start our own and throw it off, while everybody's like, let's come up with some ideas for the government. Let's take a step route. Let's like kind of adjust our way to it. Let's work with the system but kind of make it better. Pluto in 11th house is like, no, let's completely just kill the whole system, kill it, and then start our own. So they're the people that can really start a revolution. They're the ones who can start it because, again, they're very straight to the point, cutthroat. They're open to the death of things. They just want to kill it. So they're not going to go the step-by-step route or tweak society a little bit and try to balance. No, they're going to just straight like, let's kill off this government. Let's kill off monarchy and let's have an anarchy and start our own government and restart the whole system, which again is a whole revolution. So when it comes to major changes in society, Pluto in 11th house, they are the best people for it because they're the revolutionaries. They're the ones who are ready to make those huge changes. They're the ones willing to sacrifice everything for the change. So again, when it comes to their ideas for society, very revolutionary, very cutthroat, very straight to the point, and they're all about killing things off, deading things, the death of something to have something new, okay, reborn, okay? So very intense, very deep. It's not for everybody. It could be a lot, but it's sometimes and a lot of times what you need in order to have true change. So Pluto in 11th house people, they're not afraid of true change. They want to change society. They want to see the huge changes, and they're willing to sacrifice, and they understand that you have to sacrifice and kill all things in order to start something brand new. So very transformative, very revolutionary, and very even controversial because of it. So definitely a huge thing with Pluto in 11th house. Yes, speaking of that, Pluto in 11th house people are going to have very controversial ideas for society. Like I said, a lot of people are going to be very shocked about the things that they say. Some people are not going to agree with it because it's too much, it's too dramatic. But their ideas are very, very controversial, very rebellious when it comes to society, and very intense with it. Also, with Pluto in 11th house, a good point to make about this is that they connect deeply with their friendships and their associates. A lot of times, a lot of the trauma that comes from their friends and associates is because of how deeply they connect with them. Pluto 11th house people, they're like all or nothing when it comes to friendships. Okay, they want the full commitment, okay? And it could go both ways, okay? So they could be attracting people who are a lot emotionally, like expect a lot from them emotionally, or they are to other people, but there's always a very deep connection because it's so deep. This is where all the drama comes in, okay? And this is why when friendships don't work out, it could be so dramatic, okay? Or it could be so traumatic because the amount of emotional energy that you invest in these relationships, these friendships. So Pluto and 11th house people, they're like no kind when it comes to friendships. They connect deeply with people. A lot of people connect deeply with them. So the friendships and the bonds are very deep and intense, and that's why when the problems arise, when betrayal can arise, when lies and different intention can arise, it can be so dramatic and so traumatic experience for Pluto in 11th house because of how deeply they connected with the person. So yeah, there could be a very strong attraction with your friendships as well too. Pluto in 11th house, Pluto is very emotional, very deep. It also deals with sexual connection in the most deepest way. So people can even form people can even form sexual connections with their friendships, okay? That's how deep and intimate these friendships can be. So you can imagine that. You can imagine how the lines are being blurred here with Pluto in the 11th house. So definitely something to be mindful of. Like, also with Pluto in 11th house, you can just have no friends, okay? So dealing with all these obstacles with friendships, you end up not trusting people and you become very reserved, okay? Which is normal. And most Pluto in 11th house people are supposed to be have a more reserved approach with friendships anyway, because you got karma here. So you're supposed to take this area in life very seriously, and you're supposed to be very careful and have strong discernment. So you're supposed to have that too, but this can manifest to very like no friends at all, okay? Because some of the experiences that some Pluto 11th house people can experience with friends can make them not trust any friendships and people at all. So you can have moments in your life in Pluto 11th house people where you just don't have any friends. You got no friends, like you're just sticking to yourself. And some of those moments in life are some of the most healthiest, as painful and sometimes lonely as it can be, because I have this placement, so trust me, I understand. As lonely as it can be, you're doing so much shadow work. You're learning how to be by yourself. You're learning how to understand your thoughts and feelings. You're learning how to be alone and handle yourself and be comfortable alone and understand that it's okay that you're alone. You're understanding how to be a friend to yourself, okay? Because you have to understand, if you're dealing with so many negative people in friendships, a lot of times it's because you're not catching red flags. So when you're alone, you learn how to be a friend to yourself. You learn how to really care for yourself, and you learn how to get rid of that desperation with always having to be with someone. So the better you can be a friend to yourself, the better friends you can make, because you're not going to tolerate any type of disrespect or BS or anything like that. So, you know, yes, it could be painful having no friends with Pluto 11th house, because literally you could be so isolated. But this is those isolating moments is your time to really be your best friend and to be with yourself and to nurture yourself, so that when you go back out there into society, you're catching all these red flags. You're not just associating yourself with anyone. You know, you're seeing, oh no, I don't treat myself like this, so there's no way we could be friends, because I'm not going to have you treat me like this, you know? So yes, it could be lonely, but those lonely moments are to help build your confidence and help build your friendship with yourself and help, you know, do that shadow work and that healing, so that when you go back into society, you have strong discernment, you don't have these toxic friendships, okay? And you have healthy ones, okay? And that's the whole point. So yes, be very mindful of that it could be a little bit lonely, but those lonely times are to strengthen yourself. Also, with Pluto in 11th house, you can manifest very powerful friends. So you know how they say quality over quantity. That's very Pluto 11th house. So, you know, someone with Uranus in 11th house, they can have so many friends, so many connections, so much networking. And Pluto in 11th house, you might not have that many at all. But the ones that you do have are very powerful people. People who know everyone. So the fact that you know this person is good, because that person knows everyone. So you pretty much are good. Like, you know, the top dog of the social ladder, of this, you know, the social hierarchy. But yes, your friends can be very powerful. These could be powerful people in society. These could be people who know lots of people. Okay, so with Pluto 11th house people, it's very quality over quantity. You might not have a lot of friends, but the friends you do have are very powerful people, powerful in society, have powerful influence in society. You know, you could be associated with people in very powerful positions, authoritative positions in society. So there's a high class with this, okay? There's a reason why you guys, with Pluto 11th house, I feel like you guys are exclusive, okay? You guys are not supposed to be out here. In my opinion, you guys are not really supposed to be out here just mingling with all the people. You guys are meant to be intentionally exclusive, okay? Only hang out with certain people. Almost even a little bougie with it, you know, but you guys are supposed to be more exclusive, and this exclusivity is the reason why you have such powerful friends, or very unique friends, okay? Because only some people have access to you. All right, and that makes you a very unique person. And even yourself, yeah, you can have powerful friends, but even a Pluto 11th house person themselves, like, you're the powerful friend, you're the powerful person in society, you're the person that everyone doesn't have access to. So definitely understand that. Yes, you could be lonely, but Pluto's a journey. Eventually you gain your power back in society, and your controversial ideas are very influential. And you know how people used to make you feel like an oddball and you had no friends. Now everyone's really respecting you in society because you're in a high position and you're very exclusive, and only some people have access to you, and your ideas are powerful and unique, and everyone's paying attention to you. So, yes, the very powerful position in society once you have your power back with Pluto. Once you understand that, once you mature into Pluto and you have that discernment and you understand who you are and you're strong in your ideas and you're not swayed by other people and what society's trying to press you to be. Once you got control over that, you really are a powerful person in society. I look at Pluto 11th house like you play a powerful position in society. Your ideas, your mind is very smart, and what you have to offer to society puts you at a high level simply because of all of that. So understand that it's friends, it's communication, it's networking, but it's also your mind too. And the more exclusive you are, the more powerful it is when you talk about Pluto. Okay. Yes, and to add to that, Pluto 11th house, you can dominate your friendship groups as well too. Okay, so once you gain your power back and you feel powerful in society, and you're not falling victim into your friendships, associates, you're usually at the opposite spectrum of that. You're usually in power, usually dominate your groups. Pluto 11th house, you should dominate. You should be a leader in society or your friendships and groups in some type of way, because you do have a dominant force. So it's natural for you to be dominant in your social groups once you earn that position, okay? Because it's trial and error with Pluto. But very dominant force in your groups, and be careful not to be so dominant, okay? Pluto 11th house people, that's another thing. They love to dominate their social spaces and people they're around with, and it's usually because they're very powerful. But if people aren't vibing with you and you're not in that level of respect, you could be overbearing because you don't get that respect yet. So make sure that your ideas are being respected, you're being respected in your group before you start dominating it, because if you don't have that respect, people are gonna feel like you're just overbearing. But overall, to be honest, Pluto 11th house people are meant to be leaders in society in general. So it's natural for you to eventually be a leader, dominate a group, be a leader of a group of what associates or network you're part of. Especially if you're mature in this Pluto energy and you have the respect. And the only way you're going to get the respect is if you're matured in the energy. Okay, so it definitely takes growth. Yes, that's Pluto in the 11th house. Okay, this is a very powerful placement. I actually have this placement, and it could be very controversial. I understand this is like everything you say, all your ideas could be too intense, too much, too dramatic, too much of a change, things that people aren't ready for. So a lot of your ideas could be so taboo and so controversial and not accepted, and sometimes you just feel like your mind isn't appreciated in society, or you're not appreciated in society. Like, it's hard to make friends, it's hard to have the right friends, and the trauma you go with friendships and all that type of stuff. But this is all to build your character, because you have a lot to contribute to society. If there's anything to take away from this, Pluto 11th house people, you have so much to contribute to society. You just have to discipline yourself, because they're so powerful. The society just might not be ready for it. So that's where we have to do our homework and discipline ourselves and really study the information that we're studying, and really understand what it is that we're trying to convey to society. so that we can gain the respect, because our ideas can be so controversial but so needed to have the true transformation, for the world to have a true transformation. So your ideas, who you are, you're so valuable. You're such a strong contribution, but you're so strong that you can scare people. So understand that, and understand that you just gotta warm people up. Everyone, Pluto in 11th house, we all have our timing. You eventually will be so needed, okay? You just have to discipline yourself, okay? And have discernment and stay strong and be your best friend first. And then you'll see how much of a power, how much of a force you are for society. So that is Pluto in 11th house. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you did, you could book a reading with me. Okay, I do astrology readings as well as tarot. All you have to do is email me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. It's samastroreadings@gmail.com. And we could go forward with that. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.